What's up, guys? How we doing? How we doing? You got the kiddo back there in the background. First of all, I want to say, never in a million years did I think that my videos would get any attention. The internet's mean, the internet's ruthless. You guys could be commenting, hey dude, you fucking suck at this, stop. And instead, you guys are being very encouraging. And I appreciate that. I really do. I had somebody comment on my last video saying that he thought I was Charlie but stayed for the content and or moist critical, and because I have long hair and wear a white shirt. I'm actually 1 inch shorter than Charlie, so he's got that on me. I'm 5'5". But I thought that was funny because Charlie and people like him are actually part of the reason why I wanted to start making videos. I love what Charlie does. He uses his platform to call out shitty people. And that's what there's not enough people like that, There's people out there that do, but there's just not enough. There's too many shitty people to outweigh the level-headed people out there, And I appreciate someone like Charlie that, calls out shitty people and uses his platform for good. And that's kind of what encouraged me to start making videos. To just talk to a camera and be a level-headed voice. A voice of reason, and to call out shitty people. My one problem I have with Charlie is that he fence-sits a little bit. And I'm not saying that in an offensive way or to be mean, but he kind of does. He does not dive into deep political topics. He does purposely avoid getting in and speaking on certain subjects because he knows he might lose half his audience. I'm not that way. Okay? So today, buckle up because we're going to have a deep conversation. I want to talk about this fucking election. And I've been waiting for a minute to talk about this. And I feel like now is a good time. Now is either the time that y'all are going to hop off and you're going to stop listening to me, or you might start agreeing with me. I live in a state where if your uncle sexually assaults you and gets you knocked up, you cannot abort it, no matter what. There is nothing you can do. But today, with having a mental illness, I could own a gun by the end of the day. See how fucked up that is? Our governors don't apply the same logic to guns that they do to abortions. They allow the bad eggs to ruin it for everybody when it comes to abortions, but they don't apply that logic to guns. I don't want guns banned. I'm saying neither should be banned. Abortions are sometimes necessary. And you absolutely should have the right to bear arms. See, I lean more towards the middle. I would consider myself libertarian, if anything, if I had to put a label on it. Sometimes the right is right, sometimes the left is right. And what I cannot stand are the extremists of both sides that already know what stance they're going to take on a subject just because it came out of their side. First of all, let me say, neither side cares about you. Take a look around you, right? We might have social media, we might be able to chit-chat with all of our friends online, but social anxiety is at an all-time high because that's how we're used to talking to people. In big cities, you got self-driving Ubers now, and they're coming for my fucking jobs. You can get in a self-driving Uber, go to McDonald's, click a screen, go back home and avoid talking to a person, and then get on your phone, and then what's the first thing you see? A fucking rage bait article. Pay attention to that. Do you think that is on accident? Look, y'all can make fun of season 4 of The Boys all you want, but I think that it was an amazingly accurate depiction of how easily it is to divide us and conquer us while not giving a single shit about us, while half of you praise the person that doesn't give a shit about us. I live in a town where there's 3 Trump stores, a bunch of big truckers that have 70 bumper stickers. I don't care if you're on the right or the left. If you have your car decked out and a bunch of bumper stickers about what political affiliation you have, I can guarantee 99% that you're probably awful to be around. Now, I'm going to hurl some insults in this video, but the goal of this video, if anything, is to say that we need to unite and we need to be pissed off that these are our 2 options. First of all, I keep seeing the argument online of who ruined the economy, Biden or Trump. Both of them did. You know that, right? You understand that, right? Trump's handling of COVID combined with Biden's decisions ruined the economy. Not to mention the population is growing at an ever-increasing rate. It's expected to double by 2050. So if you look at the way technology is going, if you look at where the population is going to be at in 30 years, yeah, we're heading in a direction that's pretty fucking scary. And it's going to take somebody that actually cares about us to keep us in line, that actually cares about the American people. Not fucking Trump, who just cares about the goddamn 70-year-olds that won't be here in 20 years, and that appeals to the working class. I'm the working class, you're the trust fund class, get it fucking right. Daddy handed you his business, you had C average grades and had $100,000 to go to college. You are not the working class. That's who Trump appeals to. There is nobody my age that likes Trump that works for a living. That's just the truth. That's just a basic observation. I have never seen somebody my age, 27 or 30, that likes Trump, that has actually worked for a living. They are all trust fund kids. First of all, I think forcing your political views down your child's throat is fucked up. I think you give them the knowledge of each side, same with religion, and you give them the tools to carve their own path. Don't tell them how to think. Don't tell them. You don't raise them to be a spawn of you. You raise them to be better than you. That is the point in parenting, dude. And a lot of you out there don't seem to understand that, so I don't know why you're reproducing in the first place. Going off tangent. Trump sucks. Let's call it what it is. He sucks. He's stupid. I watched the debate. We have 2 fucking people that are running for the presidency that can't answer a basic fucking question. Hey, Trump. How are you going to make childcare more affordable? I was very interested in this question. Childcare is like $600 to $800. It's almost a rent payment. So I was very curious on what the answer to that question was. Do you want to know what he replied with? Biden is the worst president that we've ever had. And then he talked about that for 5 minutes. And then Biden replied with, Trump's the worst president we've ever had. This was back when Biden was in the race. The first debate. Basically, neither president answered the fucking question that the American people cared about. They just cared about berating one another and arguing over who's worse. And each side is proud of their candidate. How can you be proud of that? How can you be proud of 2 people that can't answer a fucking question? I wanted to know the answer to that as an American, but fuck me, I guess. Like, do you think if Trump or Biden or Kamala gets elected that they're just going to turn around inflation tomorrow? Like, what do you guys think is going to happen? Do you really think they care about us when they're giving us these options? As long as we're happy with the shit that we're being fed, then we'll always be fed shit. We as Americans should be pissed off and should be uniting and coming to an agreement that these 2 options are fucking awful and demand better. That's what we should be doing. But instead, what is the government doing? Rage baiting and dividing us so we never come to that conclusion, and we never will. I think if you have a logical reason for why you like Trump, all for you, brother. If you got a logical reason for why you like Biden, if you have logical reasonings that you can explain to me for why you think these people are potentially good for the country, even though both sides have already proven in the last 8 years that they sucked as presidents and did not care about us. Both sides have already proven that. Inflation ain't going anywhere. Dude, your Social Security, like, I can't believe that more people care about their retirement than the future of the youth. Like, most people don't even live to be your age. You're gonna die any day now, and you care more about your fucking Social Security than this kid's future. But you're pro-life? Not saying you should get fucked out of your Social Security. I'm not saying that. I'm just... Trump is the epitome of everything wrong with this country. It's more his followers that piss me off than anything. Because it's all these inbreds waving the Confederate flag around. Take America back. From what? From what? The Indians? You already did that. From what? Make America great again. When was it great? When? When was it great? Except for white fucking straight guys. Was it back in the 70s when you had your own water fountain? Was it in the 1800s when you were allowed to own slaves? Was it when you could legally own and rape your wife? When the fuck was it? Because society has never been great, dude. Like, the economy used to be better, sure, but the population has doubled in the last 50 years. So, of course, the economy's... Of course, like, the... Supply and demand, baby. That's... There's nothing we can do about that. The population is going to be at 15 billion by 2050. Try to wrap your brain around that. There's nothing we can do about the raising prices in the economy. And the housing market, that's so fucked because of rich people. Like... Trump's Project 25, Trump is just nothing but, I just want to make the rich richer and the poor poorer. And the left is just, I want to pretend to care about the poor while really making everybody poorer. Right? Neither of them care about you. This election, I suggest we all write in neither. But Trump, man... If you vote for Trump and you sit here and say Trump's the greatest president we've ever had, back it up. How? Why? Like, if you feel that way, you have the right to feel that way, I guess. But why do you never provide me with evidence or logical reasoning as to why you feel that way? And I'm not just picking on Trump fans. Same thing with Biden. People will say this person is the best president that we've ever had. And then they won't explain why. They just make outrageous fucking claims and then don't back it up with any evidence. And then if you debate them and have any logical thinking or fucking critical thinking skills, they just deflect. Oh, haha, see, look at all that you responded with. I'm not going to actually respond to the original point. I'm going to comment about the fact that you replied a lot, so that must mean you're mad. You're mad at what I said? That means I immediately won. That's a kindergarten-like argument, dude. You could apply that to anything. Hitler was right. Oh, look at you guys getting mad. That means I'm right. Ha ha ha. Fucking morons. Take a fucking debate class, okay? These options suck. We're in trouble as Americans. And we're blaming the wrong people. We're over here blaming each side when we should be blaming the common problem, and that's the government feeding us this dog shit. And I'm sorry, but I'm tired of living in a state where I see fucking hillbilly inbreds just driving around all day, waving Confederate flags around, making black people uncomfortable, fucking just being stupid, can't use a fucking turn signal, but you're so pro-life. So pro-life, but you're gonna bitch if that person ends up being a Democrat, gay, transgender, black, anything but white. If that person wants free healthcare, wants free education, well, fuck him. We hate him now, but you're pro-life. I think you should change it to pro-birth, right? Because you do not give a fuck about anybody's life. I drive for a living. I see how you fucking assholes are. You literally would risk the lives of others just to turn left on that red light. You would rather risk the lives of others than move your hands 2 inches to the left and use a turn signal. You are not pro-life. Fuck off with that. You are pro-baby. You're, oh, the sweet little baby. It needs to be born. It's gotta be born. I love babies. And then you fucking hate them the second that they, like, are old enough to disagree with you or any, like, it. The logic of pro-lifers is just amazing to me. There's this commercial floating around YouTube right now that it keeps saying, if you're 12 weeks pregnant or less, this is how you do it. And like, guy like holds up a tube and is talking about like sucking the baby's spine out and leg. Hey, let me let you in on a secret here. If you're 12 weeks or less, the baby has no spine. The baby has no legs. There is not a physical... Like, do you think that when you shoot out cum that the baby just immediately just arrives in the stomach? No. If you're 12 weeks or less, there is nothing there but a clump of fucking cells that is about this big. So if you get an abortion at 12 weeks or less, you are not pulling out a baby's leg or spine. I am literally watching an advertisement for our local government going around YouTube right now that is factually fucking incorrect. 12 weeks or less, this will pull the baby's spine. You get this tube and it'll pull out the baby's leg and the baby's spine. Like, I don't think everybody's getting this commercial because this is a localized thing, but it's so factually incorrect, it's bullshit. And it's just like a stance against abortion. Look, there are people out there that abuse the abortion system, that just use it as a form of birth control. That is bad. That's horrible. You shouldn't just let any loser come in you and it's okay, I'm gonna go get an abortion tomorrow. That's not how it should be. But there are too many cases where it's necessary that you can't just let the bad eggs ruin it for everybody. And if you are, then you better be applying that same logic to everything else in life. That means all cops are bad. That means everybody with a gun is bad. Do you see my point? No, you shouldn't be banning abortions, just like you shouldn't be banning guns. But it shouldn't be so easy to get a hold of. Here in Missouri, dude, like literally, I'm not joking you. By the end of today, it's 6 o'clock right now, I could have a gun if I wanted to. And I am going to register to carry soon. Because, like, I'm short. I want her to grow up. I'm actually going to put her in a jiu-jitsu class whenever she's 5, because she's going to be tiny. And I want her to know how to use a firearm when she gets older. So I'm pro-gun, like... Abso-fucking-lutely. Do I think you should have a goddamn machine gun that could take out 200 people in a second? No, I don't. Why? What's the purpose of that? Literally, explain to me, what is the purpose of that? Other than a zombie apocalypse. Trump represents everything that's wrong with this country. He brings out the worst of people. Racist, homophobic assholes. Dude, like, we're going to talk about a lot in this video. Sexuality, I hate to break this to you, it's a spectrum. Nobody is 100% gay and nobody is 100% straight. Every guy has had a gay thought in their life. And if you say you haven't, you're probably lying and you've probably had more than most. People that hate gays so much in the name of the Lord, first of all, God is not proud of you for hating gay people. I guarantee you he cares more about how you treat your neighbor than the fact that you're fucking up a gay rally. He is not proud of you. Stop using his name as a fucking cop-out, you pussy. Just say you don't like gay people. Stop making God a part of it, because I believe in God. And a true fucking Christian does not treat others like shit the way that you pretend Christians do. The way that you act holier than thou. That you're the special club that gets to act and treat everybody like shit, including gay people, and then get on your knees and pray and ask for forgiveness, and then you're gonna go to heaven. I would like to believe that God isn't that easy to fool. And if he is, then that isn't a God worth serving, is it? If God's proud of you at yelling at somebody for being gay, is that a God worth serving? I don't think so. But I know he isn't. He's more proud of that gay guy for fucking keeping his patience and treating people with respect. How you treat people, to me, is what defines you as a person. You can be a fucking millionaire like Andrew Tate. That doesn't make you a successful human being. You can be Natalie Reynolds and make millions on OnlyFans. That doesn't make you a successful fucking person. Would you call Natalie Reynolds, who falsely cries sexual assault and falsely cries sexism anytime she doesn't get her way and treats people like they're beneath her just because she's pretty, would you say that she's a successful person? Andrew Tate, little dude with daddy fucking issues that sits here and is a misogynistic fucking pig that shits on women, produces spawns like Aiden Ross and fucking Sneeko that sit here and hate on gays and hate on women and fucking... Do you think he's a success because he's got a Bugatti? I don't. I would rather be me than him any fucking day. First, let's talk about Aiden Ross for a second, actually, because Trump endorsed him. Let's talk about him. Aiden Ross always says horrible shit about transgender people, is so anti-gay, yet sniffs Andrew Tate's taint. Say that 5 times fast. Every time he fucking gets up. Dude, if Andrew Tate wanted to stick it in Aiden Ross's ass, he would so let it happen, okay? Yet he sits here and makes fun of gay people, and he uses his platform for bad to influence dudes in a bad way, and Donald Trump endorses that. That shit pisses me off. Sneeko, let's talk about you, Mr. Wannabe Alpha Male, you little soy boy calling out little bitch. The guy fucking your girl is the alpha, not you. You know that, right? Now, enough people have shit on you about being a cuck, but I just want you to understand that the alpha male is the guy getting your girl off, which you failed to do. You are not the alpha when you're literally watching your girlfriend get fucked. What the fuck? Like, we live in a time where if you watch your girlfriend get fucked, you're more manly. You're an alpha. Yeah, that's how that works. First of all, if you have to call yourself an alpha male, you're not one. I've already made a fucking video about this. You two are fucking idiots. And you have a platform, which is important. You have a platform and you have an actual voice and opportunity to speak to the youth, to speak to young men and influence them for the better. And instead, you influence them to be pieces of shit just like you. Sitting here arguing about why transgenders are bad because you are too stupid to understand it. Why gay people are bad because you're too stupid to understand sexuality as a spectrum. Meanwhile, you literally shove your nose in Andrew Tate's ass, you fucking hypocrite. Over here, Sneeko's over here talking about the age of consent, arguing that shit. Well, Mother Nature, yeah, Mother Nature gives girls periods by 10. I guess that means that Sneeko, by his definition, they're ready to go by 10, right, Sneeko? Like, I can't believe that these are the people that Trump endorsed. You don't see the problem with that? That the president of this country is endorsing people that influence the young dudes of America in a negative fucking way. You don't see the problem with that? If everybody grows up to think like Sneeko and Aiden Ross, we are fucked, women are fucked, and my daughter is fucked. Like, Jesus Christ. Trump represents anti-progress. And if you are anti-progress, then in my opinion, you are anti-American. You can't sit here and say that you're all about freedom and then tell people when to stand and when to fucking kneel. That's not how freedom works. You can't sit here and say, oh, but the soldiers fought and died. The soldiers fought and died for that right for you to fucking choose. That's what they died for. And if any soldier comes out and says that, watch how fast the right that supports the troops will attack a troop that sits here and defends the right to kneel during the fucking anthem. Watch. The right pisses me. I do lean a little more left to the right because the right makes it fucking hard, dude. Like, they They just do. They have no logic. They're hypocrites. They talk about how the world is too sensitive, and then they cry over the dumbest shit, man. Oh, Black Lives Matter. Oh, but all lives matter. Yeah, obviously, that's implied. All lives do matter. Do you understand why Black Lives Matter was a fucking movement? It was because of police brutality. It wasn't saying that white lives don't matter. Oh, but if a black person made a joke, if a white person were to make that same joke, it would be, y'all want to be oppressed so fucking bad? Like, Jesus Christ. We literally owned black people as slaves, and you can't just take being the butt of a fucking joke. Yes, I get you didn't physically own the slave, so you shouldn't be the butt of the joke. Suck it the fuck up. Be a grown man. Jesus Christ. First of all, let me teach you a little bit of lesson about racism. Look up the definition. A black person can't be racist. Now, that doesn't mean he can't be prejudiced. Before you click off, let me tell you what the definition of racism is. Racism is thinking that you are a superior race. Racism is not liking a race because you think they are beneath you. That is why white people are racist, because we literally owned slaves and thought we were the superior race, and you still have inbreds that gladly fucking think that way. Meanwhile, they're fucking their cousins. Anyway, black people, if they don't like white people, that is prejudice. Not liking a ethnicity is prejudice. But if a black person doesn't like a white person because of his skin color, it isn't coming from a place of, I don't like this white person because I think white people are beneath black people. It's coming from a place of, I just don't like white people. And that is the difference between prejudice and racist. A black person cannot be racist because a black person was never the superior race. The people that are oppressed cannot be racist. Do you understand? I've explained that to people and they just don't seem to fucking get it. Like, racism is literally thinking you're a superior race. Prejudice is not liking other races. They're two different fucking things. A black person, if they don't like a white person, isn't right. Like, a lot of times when you say a black person can't be racist, people hear that and they think that you're saying that black people have the right to not like white people, and that's not what I'm saying at all. No, I think the fucking opposite. I'm just simply trying to explain to you the definitions and why black people can't be racist. If a black person doesn't like a white person, it's not because that they think that they're fucking superior to white people. It's generally because, look at history. Trump brings out the worst in America. That's just facts. Look at whenever he got elected. Look at the first week after his election. Like, oh, Trump's elected now. You better get out and move back to your country, you fucking immigrants, blah, fucking blah. A bunch of that shit going around. He just represents everything what's wrong with this country and everything that we need to get away from. Now, the left, time to pick on you. You guys are fucking, at the same time, almost taking one step forward and two steps back. Because for every person that actually cares about social injustices, you have somebody that pretends to care about social injustices just to make themselves look good. Like, the woman on my Uber that falsely accused me of harassment when that never happened. Right? Playing the I'm a woman card. I was uncomfortable just to be a shitty person. That's literally making things harder for women. When you falsely accuse somebody of sexism because they didn't agree with you, that is making shit harder for people that actually deal with sexism. When you accuse a cop of being fucking racist, when he's treated you with nothing but respect and is actually dealing with you just fine, but you're black and you're calling this cop racist just because you didn't get your fucking way. That makes it bad and takes away from the times that cops are actually racist towards black people. And a lot of people on the left just pretend to care about these social injustices, to look like good people, while actively hurting these issues. And that pisses me off more than a blatant racist. I would rather you just be a blatant fucking racist, misogynistic, homophobic pig than sit here and fucking make social injustices worse just to convenient you. Just whenever it's fucking convenient for you to do so to make yourself look good. That's awful. So you got people on the left that are doing nothing but going backwards. You got people on the right that are doing nothing but going backwards. These extremes of both sides. And then you got some of us that have common sense, that are in that little gray area in the middle, that are able to think for themselves and know what's right and what isn't. Dude, I've talked to a lot of people Ubering, you know? I've actually had a lot of rich customers that I've talked to that I'm not gonna lie, that I'm guilty of generalizing and just thinking like every fucking rich person's gonna be pro-Trump and gung-ho, but I've actually talked to a lot of wealthy people that think like I do, that hate both these fucking options and hate Trump just as much as the next person. Trump has already proven to be a bad president, and he for damn sure has proven to spark hatred throughout the country and divide throughout the country, so why would you want him back in office? I'm voting for the felon. Thinking that's a fucking flex, you moron? You shouldn't be. God damn. You fucking sister fuckers need to just stay off the internet and stay in your fucking house, man. And spend the last 10 years just fucking leaving the rest of the world alone because you're against progress. And if you're against progress, you're anti-American to me. If you're happy with these choices and happy with the direction America is headed in, you are anti-American to me. Oh, let's build a wall. You're on stolen land. Fuck out of here with that shit. You sit here on stolen fucking land caring about I had a customer the other day in my car that was talking about illegal immigrants and taking our jobs, and I just kept my mouth shut, and I'm just over here thinking, like, what are you talking about, old man? Like, what jobs? What job? The jobs that you're not willing to do, that you would never do because you're too much of a lazy fuckhead and never even had to be in the position to do them to begin with? Shut the fuck up. Yes, illegal immigration is a problem. I'm not saying that the answer is to open up our borders and let everybody in and fuck up the economy some more and take all of our jobs. That is absolutely not what I'm saying. But is my primary concern right now on making sure that this fucking Hispanic person is legal? No. Especially as we sit here on stolen land. It's awfully hypocritical, and it's like the least of our concerns right now. I don't know, dude. Like, you got fucking school shootings every year. You got mass murders here in America every year. You got people killing each other left and right. You got rapes and sexual assaults at an all-time high. You got men treating like women like shit everywhere. You got fucking racism just as alive today as it was back in the 70s. Just because blacks have more rights does not mean racism is gone. I think socially, we are not going in a good direction, and the government has a lot to do with that. They are intentionally fucking the media, you know, like, they do intentionally shape things, and social media knows that rage baiting gets more clicks. And as the more technology evolves and the less that we have human connection and association with one another, and the more we see these articles and rage bait, the more we argue, then the more divided we're going to get, and the easier we are to control. And unfortunately, I think it's too late. I think we're fucked, because for every person out there that thinks like me and can actually think logically, you got 10 Sneakos, you got 10 Aiden Rosses, because you got fucking Trump endorsing people like that. And if you see Trump endorse Aiden Ross as a little boy, then of course you're gonna think that Aiden Ross is in the right with all of his stances. Like, it's so gross that Trump did that, man. Like, God, what a piece of shit. All pieces of shit. They're just all pieces of shit. Biden, everybody, they all suck. None of them care about you. And no matter who you elect, guess what, motherfucker? Price of living is still gonna go up. Like, I don't know what y'all expect. Like, the only people that Trump appealed to are literally fucking boomers and rich teenagers. Which is funny, because the right seems to be all about being against handouts and shit, when they did nothing but survive off handouts. Your kid went to college, basically flunked out of every class, but still made a career because he had your allowance money. You took over your dad's business when he died. You survive off generational wealth. And then you turn around and you want to fucking talk about handouts because somebody that busted their ass and comes from a broke home wants free fucking college. Fuck you. You are not the working class. You're the trust fund class. This world, success is 99% connections and 1% luck. Sometimes that 1% luck, like, it's 99% connections and 1% luck, man. That's it. And these videos, this is my 1%. That's why I'm fucking doing this. And I don't even know if I'd be, like, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm only getting, like, 30 fucking views. Like, I'm not doing this because I'm hoping to get rich and famous. I'm doing this because at the end of the day, I want to be a voice. I want to have an outlet. I want to be able to vent. I'm dealing with a lot of shit in my life. I have no friends, and I want to be able to vent. And the encouragement has, well, you know, it's helped a lot. And, you know, if there's people out there that agree with what I have to fucking say, then so be it. I'm going to fucking say it. And I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing it so, like, if anything were to happen to me, this little girl could have something to watch and get into my psyche when she gets older. This is my way of leaving my mark. And if one day I were to get fucking big, then I would be that 1% luck. Because I work my ass off, dude. All these fucking working class people over here, I could work half of them into the ground, man. I had straight A's through school, but I mean, I had to fucking pay rent as an 18-year-old. Like, I had to pay rent to live in my own fucking home with my mother. My point is, man, is like, Trump appeals to the wrong people. Stop being proud of these options. Stop being proud of Trump. Stop shouting, "Let's go, Brandon," and celebrating death. Anybody walking around with an AK-47 would be looked at as a fucking threat. Brandon knew what he was doing. I feel like you have to have the... You have to have the tiniest brainstem in the world if you actually think that Brandon wasn't looking for trouble that day. Anybody that sees somebody on the street with an AK-47, when you have mass murders going on fucking every other week, is going to think, oh yeah, and they happen to be committed by white people. So you got this white guy with an AK-47 walking around. Anybody would think that that's a threat. Now, do I think the appropriate response was to go up and throw a fucking skateboard at him? No. Bring a skateboard to a gunfight? No, I don't think that was the appropriate response. I think they should have called 911 and whatever. But my point is you guys are celebrating. Anytime I see a "Let's Go Brandon" sticker, you're celebrating death. You're celebrating kids dying because this fucking idiot was looking for a problem and found it. He was carrying that gun knowing that somebody was going to fucking get scared and start a problem, and he got it. Fuck around, find out, right, and bread? Like, dude, no. If I go outside right now and I see somebody with an AK-47 in my fucking parking lot, I'm calling the cops. You shouldn't just be out carrying that shit. If you want to carry something that makes sense, not a fucking machine gun. Jesus Christ. Have I hit on all the topics? I don't know, dude. My point is this, man. Like, neither of these candidates care about you. And, I care so much about that little girl's future. I'm scared, guys. I'm fucking scared. You know? I really fucking am. If you got Aiden Ross and Sneeko influencing, and Andrew Tate influencing millions of young boys to see girls as fucking little whole, like, and then you got, you know, what, half of women doing OnlyFans and fucking supporting guys like Aiden Ross and Andrew Tate. Like, the future for women seems bleak. The future for social justices seems bleak. The future as far as surviving and making money seems bleak. Technology is gonna take a lot of our fucking jobs, and while you can say, well, where technology, you know, takes jobs, then new ones, not at the same rate. Like, I heard there was something in Project 25 that, like, wanted to take, like, don't quote me on this, I could be wrong, but, like, wanted to take tips away from, like, servers or something and pay them, like, an hourly wage. Or make the, tipping percentage less. I don't remember exactly what it was. It had something to do with tips, though. The main reason you become a server and wait tables is because that is your only fucking option for making more than minimum wage. If you make it to where servers make minimum wage, first of all, if you've never waited tables, it's a hard fucking job. It is. I mean, it is. You're going and going and going and going and going. I love it. I personally, it fits my personality. I'm really good at it. And but you got to work 12 hours straight with no breaks, no lunch, down a shake, get a quick smoke, and then go back in and fucking deal with 10 different fucking tables, dude. And then, you know, like, every once in a while you get an asshole like I got with that Uber customer the other day that's just impossible to please and lies to get free food, and it's mentally challenging, and, like, serving is a hard job. The benefits of it is that you can make damn good money doing it. If you're telling me that servers would make about minimum wage, everybody would quit doing it, because then it would no longer reward the work. It's hard work. Half of you fucking idiots that come in and shit on waiters and tip them $2 on a $200 bill because it's entitled to want a tip. What's not entitled is, you know, expecting a free service. You couldn't last a day. Dude, I've waited tables for 10 years. And I can't tell you how many people come in and quit in the same day. Or in the same week, at least. It is not an easy job. Customer service is not an easy job. It's not, but I enjoy it because I like making people happy, you know? Like, when I'm waiting on a table, I'm providing an experience. I'm good with people. And even despite all these anxiety problems, because I have a script basically to follow, right? Like, hey, I'm Jeremy. Welcome to so-and-so. I'm going to be taking care of you tonight. What can I get you started with the drink? We got blah, fucking blah. We got this, blah, blah, blah. Once a customer asks me a personal question and I have to have a personal conversation with them, that's when my general anxiety disorder kicks in. And I'm like, I gotta go. I got shit to do. See ya. Yeah. Despite having social anxiety, I'm really good at serving and customer service. Somehow. It's amazing. And every video I make, the more and more confidence I'm getting. I wanted to start making videos like a year ago, but I just kept, like, I don't know, whenever I was married, I just kept, like, talking to my ex-wife about it, and, like, I don't know what to talk about, I don't know what to say, I don't know if the people will like me, I don't know. And then I finally just got to a point to where I started going through all the shit, and I was just like, fuck it. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna post, you know? And either people are gonna hate it and nobody will watch, or maybe, just fucking maybe, something happens. And even if the only thing that happens is I get a small fucking handful of people that watch and like my shit, that's good enough for me. If I'm able to get one fucking person to listen and to feel better and to feel heard, that is a success to me. Like, I don't even think my channel would be monetized. I cuss too fucking much. I talk about too vulgar of issues. Like, I'm getting way ahead of myself, but both of these options suck. And we as Americans should be pissed. And if you're proud of either of these options, you are as anti-American as it gets, because you are basically saying, I am proud of this option that is bad for America. You are not, like, you pro-lifers and you're fucking waving your American flags around. Like, dude, you don't care about America. You care about what it stood for in the 70s, back when you could legally own your wife. Like, and you just want to go back to those times, man. You see a black or gay person on TV and immediately call it woke. And you're right, in some circumstances, yes, billionaire companies are using that to profit. You're not wrong. That does happen. But the very existence of a gay person on TV is not woke. Like, it's literally to the point that if you see anybody other than a white straight man on TV, it's woke, and I ain't watching it. Do you have any idea how you look? Like, do you? So anybody other than a white straight man is on TV, and that's a problem, and it's woke, and they're just going to the agenda. How dare females be on the screen? How dare black people and gay people be on TV? Like, yes, you're right. Disney has definitely, they've already came out and said that sometimes they include, like, they were anti-gay. I actually was reading an article, like, back in, like, the 80s. They were, like, anti-gay. Like, boy, did they fucking flip that script. You're right. Companies do that to just profit and allude to a certain group of people. You're right about that. Sometimes. That doesn't mean every time you see a black guy on TV that it's fucking woke and that he's only there just for inclusion. That, like, you need to start accepting the fact that gay people, transgenders, women, black people, and all ethnicities are just as important as your white ass. God, I swear, dude, sometimes being white is embarrassing. You guys want to be oppressed so bad. I can't say the N-word, but he can. Black Pride Month, but what about white pride? What about straight pride? Shut the fuck up. Whenever white people start being killed for being white, whenever white people are slaves, whenever white people have to fear for their lives when they go to the grocery store like a woman does, then you can come back to me and start bitching about what white straight people have to go through. Get your fucking head out of your ass. Both of these options suck, and if you're proud of them, then fuck you. Thanks. Oh yeah, and this is for you, Sneeko. You're a bitch. Like, specifically, you are my least favorite person on Earth. Literally. Your entire existence is a lie. You put on this front like you're some big old king alpha male, yet in the same sentence need to argue about why you should have the right to fuck 15 and 16-year-olds. It's because those are the only ones that you're able to fool that your 3 inches is actually 6. It's because whenever you watch your girl get off by another fucking dude, those are the only ones that you're able to fool into actually thinking they're coming. Your arguments are fucking disgusting. You use your platform to influence guys to not only hate on women, to hate gays, to hate transgenders when you're probably gay yourself. I would bet a year's salary, which isn't very much, that this motherfucker is gay, which is nothing wrong with that. Just come out, bro. Stop puffing your chest and fucking cocking your gun and acting like you're so fucking cool, you fucking pussy. Calling other people soy boys when you're the very fucking definition. You're not a goddamn man. You've never done shit, dude. You use your platform to fucking horribly influence people. Like, yeah, I get it. You're 30 years old and want to fuck 15-year-olds because those are the only girls that you're able to impress. Fuck you. And people like Aiden Ross and y'all fucking suck, dude. And just the fact that President Trump went on stream with Aiden Ross, brother, yeah. Do I need to say more? Do you really want that to be your president? Look at this little girl back here. She's gonna have to grow up in a world where guys actually think like those two and are endorsed by the president. And if you're a woman and you're voting for Trump, what's it like being owned by your husband and told how to think? Because I don't get it. Why would you ever want that? I've seen clips, of Trump's at rallies and shit. Think about our sons, the future of our sons. Like, you're a woman. Why don't you, you've totally been brainwashed by your husband to only think about your husband and your sons, but what about your daughters? Anyway, this doesn't add much to the video, but yeah, Sneako, you're a bitch. The people out there that use their platform to horribly influence fucking, dudes that are, needing somebody to look up to, that Andrew Tate, Sneako, Aiden Ross, these guys, these are not people you need to be looking up to, okay? If you want to get a woman, here's how. Don't show interest in her. There you go. Bam, boom, blew your fucking mind. Don't show interest in her. Don't hit on her. Don't be a creep. Don't fucking tell her she's gorgeous like the 30th guy that fucking day. Actually, I don't know. Treat her like a human being. And if she shows no interest in you, then that means fuck off and accept rejection and learn from that. Because there's 8 billion people in the world, dude. And, unfortunately, you got women out there that, like I said, man, do OnlyFans and fucking hang out with the likes of Aiden Ross and Sneako and Andrew Tate. What's funny to me is that y'all brag about being ladies' men, but the only ladies you have are OnlyFans models, so that means you pay them to be there. Even if you don't, and you get them for free, you're fucking somebody that everybody has seen. Congratulations, that must be a lot of fun. Anyway, thank you for watching.